Why does it not just work out for once? So you've established a routine. You've been doing it for a while and then suddenly it doesn't go the way it was supposed to go and you stop. You want to switch it up again. But how? How to make it better this time? What are you supposed to do to not just keep failing? To not keep going and it doesn't feel like progress, it feels like a step back. What are you supposed to change? That's something really big for me, so here's a few thoughts I put together to, help each other out, hopefully. Lately I met so many people, they have the talent that they can do what they are good at, but it seems like something is holding us all back. So let's break it down. So you got what it takes to make it happen. But that how it is going to happen is a mystery. The when is hard to tell. When you're giving it your all in daily survival mode and you just need to succeed, you don't have a year, you don't have 10 years to wait. You need something, just some little thing to happen right now. But how to get there? Because you have gone too long to stop now, right? It's hard to see your own growth. We barely notice how far we've come and the future is pitch black. You simply can't tell the when. But you can make sure something happens. After all, change is inevitable. And if you look back 1 year ago and you have been doing something to progress, working on yourself, don't you realize how far you've come? There has been some changes for sure. We just don't realize that. I was a different person 1 year ago, to be honest. Just saying. And when things start flowing, it might turn into a storm. The question is, are you ready? I hope you like a good thriller movie, because we are in one. If you want that change, you gotta love that progress. You gotta love that process, And that's sort of like a movie, once again. I'm not trying to always compare that, but it is. And it's the toughest when you are right in the middle every single day. You can't really see that from the outside. Look, I've studied media, I should know. And to be honest, I've met a lot of people and I see all their talent. I see what they're putting out, let's just say musicians. And I wonder, why are they not doing anything to market themselves in a right way? They're not doing anything. Just as easy as pick up the camera in the morning and say, yo, what's up? I dropped a song about number one, this and that, and now I'm working on this and that today. Something that, makes people understand who you are, what you're about. They're not doing any of that. But you know why? I can't even see for myself, so why should I blame them for not knowing it? Maybe I can brand others a lot better than I can brand myself. Isn't that crazy? I think it is. It's insane, because I don't know what I'm doing here with the camera and the mic, but hey, I'm doing it anyway, regardless, right? Yeah, I really have it inside me that I know that every single time I failed, I have learned, because people around me, they see me as a failure if I tell them that I failed, obviously. So I will not say or talk about that, because I know they will not understand. This is not how we are grown up. This is not how school works, It's like you fail the test, you gotta do it again and you gotta succeed. But that's not how business or entrepreneurship or any type of creative goals work. It's not like you try the same thing again with the same method and you will succeed. No, you gotta change. You gotta change the way you work. You gotta change a little bit, right? You might go into this direction and then it works out. But that's something that's so different. So think about that. Crazy, right? So in theory, marketing is so easy. In theory, filmmaking is so easy. Storytelling is one of the easiest concepts I know. But to actually do it is fucking hard. To actually tell a good story, bro, how will you do that? To actually do great marketing for your brand, well, it's not the easiest thing to do, right? Like the hardest thing is to come up with the smallest sentence that describes what you want to do. That little sentence, right, that people have on their website under their name. That is so tough. It's so small, it's so simple, and yet it's so challenging. Sometimes you need somebody else and their feedback, and then you need to know how to process that and find the right people that don't lead you off track. So that's something, again, one's tricky, but if you keep going, you will learn about that one. This video is for everyone out there trying to get it, including myself, because I don't know why, but the talent is out there. You don't need to be one step better, you know? You already have 5 guitars. You don't need guitar number 6 to make it. That's not the one. There's gotta be something else. Something else that you've been missing. So we're getting there. It's a journey, a process, a 3-act narrative, and not a monologue. So don't act like you are the main character only and everyone else is underneath you. They say you gotta be delusional and you gotta be crazy. Yeah, I totally agree with that. But hey, be humble, be kind. I don't care where you come from. I don't care about any of that shit. But be kind, you know, have some moral values. I don't understand it why people walk around thinking they already have made it when they have not. That's not how faking. That's not the definition of fake it until you make it. That's fooling yourself. I don't understand it. Like, I'm sharing these videos too. I'm all about that motivational content, but you gotta know what they're actually talking about, right? I'm delusional as fuck, but I'm humble. Like, I can look back at what I'm doing and actually reflect back on it and say, oh, yeah, maybe I should change something, right? Because regardless, whatever is going to happen, you are going to fail. And you have to make sure that you will not just stop and, you know, let it go. For some people, that might be okay because, you know, they weren't in it for the long run. They weren't in it with their all. So it's okay to just say, oh, I'll just get a regular job, and if entrepreneurship was your goal, I'll just get a regular job and I'm happy with it. If you're happy with it, that's super dope. But if you're like me, you will never be happy with that. And once again, talking about the Nike book, this man did not stop to fight for his brand, even when he had a court case that was a number that you have probably never seen and thought about. He did not stop, because otherwise Nike would not be what it is today. That was a long journey. And every little step on the way, he was facing a lot of difficulties and he just kept going. And I don't care what you think about the brand now or whatever, but I think that's a great example of what it takes. I mean, come on. It's like, what excuse do you have when this man didn't stop even when he was facing losing it all? Next up, establish the courage to be disliked. I got this book here that's called The Courage to be Disliked: How to Free Yourself, Change Your Life, and Achieve Real Happiness. I have no idea if this book is great. I just heard something good about it, and I want to read this because I think I need it. Whatever it is you want to do, there's gonna be people that won't like it. And even if you do everything right, you know, there's haters out there, because hate is simply jealousy turned into a little comment on social media, right? People come at you with something that you didn't even realize, maybe something controversial about it, something like you suck. Just plain hate is nothing, right? Because if it's not constructive, it's just hating, and that's just jealousy. That's just some kid sitting in their room being all sad about their own life, letting it out on social media because they probably can't do it with their family. Like, let's be honest, right? You don't want to stop because of somebody like that. Another thing, if you share something and there's 3 comments that tell you you're super good, right? It gives you motivation. Be careful with that. Just know that no matter what the response is, you know, you can sometimes fuck up. Doesn't matter, end of the day, right? We all think about ourselves going to sleep. No one's gonna think about whatever you posted on there. So it doesn't matter, just do it. Go out there and do it. But anyway, I want to read that book because I'm still struggling with that, and it's just something that takes a while. It's not something you decide one day, oh, I'm not gonna care again, and it happens. I wish it was that easy. So I'm just sharing my journey on this. I've been trying to put this idea in my head for like 2 years, and I still feel like I have to read a book on it. I was just like thinking, I don't know, it's kind of like a conversation. I don't know. Let me read that because I need it. Oh, and I'll get back to you telling you if that was good. Anyway, you know, be brave. Be brave to be disliked. I like that because if there's one thing I want to be, it's brave. I'm not hiding away. So I'm definitely brave enough. The little catch is just for me to keep going even if I fuck up, with the same motivation. So that's the thing, whatever. Then find value in the process. That is so true. I think it's just super hard to find that one thing that is right for you, that you want to keep going into that direction, and no matter what, you will love it. You will love the process. If you fail, you will keep going because you love that thing that you do. And that's one of the toughest things. Try out different things until you find that one thing that works for you. And once you find that, the love for that thing keeps you going. It's that passion for just that thing, whatever that gives you, as selfish as it sounds. But that's what keeps you going in the end, right? It's not any outside validation if it succeeds or fails. But that's what's going to keep you going. And then if you can build something that's truly yours, that's cool. I don't have any better example, but this dude who invented the light bulb, didn't it take him like 1,000 attempts to do that? Let's say he had stopped at attempt 999. He might have thought he doesn't have it in himself. Everyone would have called him a failure, right? So the thing is, even if he had stopped at 999 and gone into a different direction, who knows? Maybe he would have invented something even greater. So that's okay to change the direction. But if he had stopped and just not continued to do anything like that, nothing would have ever been invented. It's the unknown, You love watching that movie because you don't know how it will turn out in the end. If somebody will spoiler you the end of the movie and every little tough thing that happens in there, every little crazy thing that happens, you're not gonna want to watch it. I wouldn't want to watch it. So what if you can treat your life like that? Gotta love not knowing the outcome, just, love that process. Yeah, you gotta really love the difficulties. You gotta say, okay, I'm going this way and I know it's tough because we're gonna face these many difficulties. But if you love working through them, come on, what can hold you back then, right? I think, yeah, that's that very core strength you gotta develop, so you're not gonna stop doing that thing. It's not gonna lead you to burnout because you love what you do. And if you do it the right way, you can just keep going. Doesn't matter if you speed it up or slow it down, if you take breaks, and, all of that is okay. But end of the day, it matters if you stop or if you get back to it. My note says, keep those thoughts sharp, bro. How are you thinking? How are you talking to yourself? Is it kind or is it sometimes really nasty? Because, come on, if you go out there, you'll be all like, yo, how's it going? I like that, and I like what you're doing. You're kind to other people, right? Maybe you don't even like what they're doing, It's just something we say, that's bad, but whatever. But how do you think to yourself? Do you sometimes think like, that's bad, you should stop that? Because I guess you are the one talking to yourself the most in your thoughts, right? So be kind. That shit matters. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. But it really does matter. Be kind to yourself. Sort of peace of mind, once again. And something I really want to get into, I have no idea about it, and I'm guilty of using that word in song text. Because we all talking about elevating, meditating, getting to those better days, whatever, but I don't know how to meditate. I don't sit down and meditate. I don't do that. I always felt like it's a waste of time, to be honest, of course, which is not true. Imagine if you can meditate for 10 minutes a day, and that lets you get your thoughts together. It just be chill. It's almost like, that's why I say I like yoga in the morning. I'm not saying you have to do that, but something that, lets you slow down in your head to then push in the right direction. You don't need overflowing thoughts with all type of problems. We all have these problems. But to do something, you need to be able to let go of this for a minute and put the work in the right spot, I stumbled upon this video Eldre made, and he was talking about this book called The 12-Year week. No, no. The 12-week year. Yeah. And it got me thinking. Kind of triggered me because I gotta admit, I do think in 1 year. End of the year, December, everyone reflects back on what they have done. And I do like to set long-term goals, but you can also switch up your routine quite a few times in a year, right? So the idea is that you chop up the year in 4 pieces, and that makes 12 weeks for each of these pieces. And you set separate goals, right? Just a thought, So you're not going into the year thinking, oh, this is one thing I have, one shot only, and it's got to go through all the way. So I thought that was kind of a cool way to switch it up. I'm not a big fan of following certain strategies. It's just not for me. We got to learn to switch it up and to reflect back on whatever we have done and see if we got to make some changes. It's a skill we got to learn to reflect back and make changes. So that was just a few thoughts I had, the progress I have made on this, because it's something that's been on my mind for quite a while, because since I was a child I have been trying to do something myself, be an entrepreneur. It's the only thing I always wanted to be, and I feel like I have gone in very, very wrong directions. I could have put my energy in much better places. I could have moved with my energy differently, but hey, I think that was a different time. There were no YouTube channels to help me out. There was nobody there I could talk to, so I just did whatever I thought I was doing and, didn't much progress. If you made it to this part of the video, that's crazy to me. So yeah, our goal here is to leave survival mode. If you're with me, then, I don't know, let me know in the comments what you're working on, what we should talk about on this channel, what I should address. I love to do these kind of cinematic videos with a lot of visuals too, but I want to talk about different topics, and there's just so many topics out there I want to address, so I don't even know what to talk about next. Leave a comment. Always remember that you create your own story. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. See you in the next video then.